Hi everyone, and welcome back to The Chatter. I'm Alyssa Lori, and this is Arianna Nieves.
Nice to meet you guys. I'm sorry, Cleo, stop licking. Relax.
And this is Cleo,
This
the
is
little
Cleo.
angel that she is.
She was just getting her hair cut, so she's overwhelmed with love right now. She just wants to kiss.
So a little background information about me and Arianna. I've known her my entire life.
Literally.
My whole life.
My first friend.
First friend.
In life.
I think one. Maybe.
Literally.
Right?
26 years strong, almost 26, but I'm older. Almost 26.
I'm a little bit. But no, her story is probably one of the most informative, don't cry on me, girl. But it's so important to me because it really drives home the idea of working for what you've got.
Yeah.
Honestly, she has worked and built herself up from the very bottom. And she's gonna go into a little detail about where she's at right now and what she's doing.
Yeah, so, all right. This has been working since I was 12. My first job ever was actually at Deja Vu Hair Salon. I swept up hair. 12 years old, $5 an hour, I thought it was lit. And it just snowballed from there. So I am born and raised in Jersey City, just like you. Come from an amazing family. Both of my parents are first generation. So it was a lot of years of figuring it out, trying to get shit moving, and my work ethic. One thing that I can brag about is my work ethic. Never strayed away from that. So throughout the years, I've done everything. I was always the type of person, I would be going to school, have 2 or 3 jobs, even when I was in college, full-time jobs, part-time jobs, whatever it may be. And I knew from a very young age that I wanted to be my own boss, that I wanted to be an entrepreneur. So with all of that being said, I have finally reached the point this year, thank God, that I am 100% self-employed. I was able to take the skill set that I learned from all the jobs I've done in my life, because like I said, I've done everything from sweep up hair to I was actually in event sales in New York City for a year. Made that company a ton of money, saw nothing from it. So I finally got myself to a point where I was like, you know what, this is, if I'm gonna work as hard as I do and I'm gonna invest so much time and energy and effort into whatever it is that I'm doing, whatever profession, it needs to be for my own pockets and not for somebody else. So at this point, I am an entrepreneur, entry-level entrepreneur mentor. I have a couple of my own side businesses, and I'm a full-time New Jersey realtor, where I basically work with locals within my own community to help them educate themselves on either how to start buying property or to help people that are from here looking to reinvest into their own community. And I work with Alyssa on this all the time. So
For real, all the time.
All the time.
One question I have for you is what made it so important to you to mentor people?
Yeah, this is, wow, nobody's ever actually asked me this question. This is huge. So for me, my bigged focus and the reason why I wanted to do entrepreneurship is because I'm looking to build generational wealth. And I don't only see that within my own family. I don't want this to only be for my own family and my parents, my nieces, my nephews, eventually my kids, but also for my community. So when I realized that, thank God, because of my adversities and everything that, my experiences that shaped me into the woman that I am today, I was able to, make a lot of mistakes and learn the hard way. I'm a Taurus, I'm thick-headed, I'm Puerto Rican and Italian, I'm from Jersey City. Nobody can tell me how to do something I need to figure out on my own. I'd rather fall down a flight of stairs trying to do something than have somebody just tell me, you know what I mean?
It's true.
So through all of that, and everything that I learned from those experiences, it is not easy.
It's definitely not.
It's not. Being an entrepreneur is not easy. I talk about this all the time, it is definitely the most grueling profession, but it's worth it. So anything that I could take from my experiences that I've learned, I need to transfer that knowledge in order to create generational wealth. Knowledge is power, but it's powerless if only you have knowledge. You have to bring it, to a bigger form, especially when you're looking to make something that is sustainable. So that's when I started my mentorship program. It's something that I actually was doing anyway. I work with another company where I work with vegan skin and hair care, and I'm a mentor within that business where I develop entry-level entrepreneurs with a skeleton. So maybe it's somebody that wants to start their own business but doesn't know how to get started. That's the direction I push you, versus are with other entrepreneurs that have their own side hustle, have whatever they're doing, they're looking to develop it full time, and I work with them directly one-on-one specifically for their own businesses. And it's just, something that brings me so much joy. I was doing it anyway, helping out the people that I loved, and being able to create it into a platform not only helped me to develop an educational platform, but now I've also been able to develop a networking platform.
Yeah, which is always great. Honestly, one thing that I've learned and that you've taught me is that your network is so important.
Oh my God, so important.
Like I've started networking more, and you've really grown on that. Just like getting to know people, learning their stories, how they built themselves, because everybody's story is different.
100%.
And when you combine all these different stories and find out that like you're working towards the same goal, it's kind of amazing.
Oh yeah, phenomenal. And I feel like a lot of people misconstrue this too. Like, your network is your net worth, but you have the ability to learn from anybody with personal experiences. And I say this because, I talk about it all the time. I come from nothing. Like, I came from the mud to the dirt to the bottom, so it's only up from here for me, right? So I know what it feels like to be looked at like you definitely don't have an opinion or a voice, when I know that my experiences gave me an education. Like, I'm not only book smart, thank God to my parents who sacrificed everything to give me, the best education they could possibly give me, but because of where I grew up and how I grew up, I'm street smart. And my lessons, not my losses, my lessons, helped me to develop my own educational system based off of my own experiences. So I tell people all the time, even people in my mentorship program, you can learn from the highest growth. You can learn from the Elon Musks and the Gary V's and the Grant Cardones, but you can also learn from the homeless person that's always outside of the Dunkin' Donuts when you go to grab coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
Everybody's personal experience has something to teach you, and I feel like it's just important that we stop learning based off of third-party experiences, based off of what other people are hearing, and start learning from what people actually went through.
Yeah. That's like when we were in downtown that one day, and what was his name?
Big Dog!
Big Dog!
That's my guy! Shout out to Big Dog!
He was awesome. He just comes up to us and he goes, I see you girls looking around here. He's like, you girls be careful. And we're just like, what do you mean? And he's just like, I know you got something. And we're like,
Big Dog is actually, I would consider, like, he's definitely a really good friend of mine. He's always looked me out because I was doing nightlife in downtown.
Yeah.
So he's always made sure that I was good when I was walking around, and it just came from, I'm the type of person I will have a conversation with anybody. Like, literally anybody. If I bump into you, you show me a little bit of attention, like, I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
So that's how my relationship with Big Dog started, and he has never let me down. Whenever I've needed something, whenever, like, it could be 3 o'clock in the morning, and if he saw me walking, he would, make sure that I'm good. I'm watching you. Yeah. And he has taught me so much in his personal experiences, which his story is phenomenal. And anybody that's in the downtown Jersey City area, you've seen him. Like,
you have seen him.
You've seen him. So just the things that I've learned from him, all the way down to, even doing nightlife, girl.
Yeah.
The things that I learned in nightlife, just the hustle in me, because I've been doing nightlife since I was 18.
Yeah.
And I've worked at a ton of different places. And being surrounded by people that getting money is the only option 24/7, that's their entire lives, really developed a hustler in me that was just a whole nother level. I've always been a hustler, but to see that, I was like, oh, and I was like,
this is achievable.
This is achievable.
No matter what.
It's tangible, yes.
Which is exciting.
Oh my God,
like,
it's exciting.
I wanted to ask you that question. I do have like 3 questions that are really great that I want to ask you that were sent through by some viewers.
Okay.
Which is exciting.
Yes.
But the one question I have is, because I know how I feel, how excited do you get started in your project?
Oh my God. I get overwhelmed with excitement because I'm obsessed with the process. I love the learning process. Not a lot of people are like that. And that's why I'm great as a mentor.
Yeah. And there's one, I read something, it was just like, don't forget to revel in the process.
Oh my God, it's so important. And don't get me wrong, there are times where I don't even recognize my own accomplishments because I know where I'm going, where all the work that I'm doing, where my end goal is. But I sometimes even forget that, like, damn, I prayed to be here. Like, I prayed, I begged, you know what I'm saying? Like, so, but just to be in love with your process and to understand that failures are gonna come when you become an entrepreneur, especially when you're 100% self-employed, you're gonna go broke.
Yeah.
Like,
we were talking about this earlier, we were just like, last year, big money to me was like $500 in savings and bills paid.
Yeah.
Like, That's it.
Literally, and I don't want that to go.
grows.
I don't want that to go over people's heads. Like having your bills paid, just breaking even. Never mind having $500 in savings.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, when you first start off, whew, like crazy. And for people who don't understand that, that's why I always direct them to the other mentorship program that I offer. That's, you know, a couple $100s for you to invest into yourself while using a structure and a product that's going to be able to get you to where you need to be, so that you can earn while you learn. Versus just diving into entrepreneurship, because when it came to me, when I started this, I was working 2 full-time jobs and trying to start 2 businesses. That is tough.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's not an easy thing. I love the process. I love the nitty gritty.
Where can people contact you for your mentorship?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys, the best way to contact me, because I know there's probably people all over the place that are watching this, is through social media. So my link is at Arianna with 2 N's .high society. That is
And
my
I'll
brand.
tag it too.
Yeah.
It'll be tagged in everything. I tag a lot. So
Yeah.
it happens.
But if you actually go to my Instagram, there is a milkshake link in my bio, and you can use any of those, you know, quizzes or anything like that to get started with me and my mentorship program, all that good stuff.
I love that. Okay, so now I'm gonna get a little more comfortable
Oh.
because I'm gonna ask you some of these questions
Okay,
by our viewers.
let's hear it.
All right, pulling them up. Sorry, we trying to move quickly. Okay, so here we go. So first question by Sean. Shout out to Sean.
Shout out to Sean, my A1 day one.
So he wants to know about how hard it was to quit your job in New York.
Oh, honestly, again, my experience has shaped me, right? So I have made way harder decisions than to leave something that wasn't beneficial for me. So I was doing event sales in New York City, very reputable place. I'm not gonna drop any names because I don't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was working there for just shy of a year, and I wound up making the company just shy of $1 million solely in sales and what I was doing. And what I was getting compensated wise just didn't add up. Plus I was realizing how freaking miserable I was being behind a desk. Like, I'm a people person, you know what I'm saying?
Talk to people.
I want to talk to people. I don't want to be on the phone with somebody constantly. Like, I want to see face. I want it to be personal. The way we did our system just lacked personal, you know, connection. It was just very like, you know, by the book. And I literally one day, and it was a rough year for me that year on top of it, because I had just moved back here I was living in Rhode Island where I was going to college, you know, starting everything brand new back over here. And one day I was like, I'm miserable here, I cannot do this. And I'm very impulsive, I do not suggest this for anybody. But I'm this type of person. And I remember just waking up one day and be like, I'm freaking miserable. I went to work, came back. The next day I went back to work, and I was like, I remember I was texting my best friend Carly, she was working with me at the time, and I was like, yo, I'm gonna quit. I can't do this.
Yeah.
And she was like, I think you should think about it. I'm like, I cannot think about it. Like, I literally, I can't do this. I know for how hard I work, I could be making myself so much more money. And I wound up just talking to my boss there, and I was like, hey, can I speak with you real quick? Out of the blue, nowhere. She's like, yeah, sure. And I was like, I just want to put my 2 weeks in. And they panicked.
Yeah.
They panicked. They were like, wait, what do you mean? Because I was making them so much money. And they were like, well, what do we need to do to keep you? And I was like, well, I want to get paid this amount of money, and that's what will keep me. And I really thought that if I got offered that amount of money, I would stay. And they offered me that amount of money, and I still left that same day. I was like, you know what? I thought about it, and I just don't want to do this. This is not
It's
for
just
me.
not what you want.
Yeah.
And that's like, is it suggested? No, but sometimes you gotta think of your mental health.
Yeah.
You know?
But this is what I'm saying, like, I'd rather fall down a flight of stairs. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I quit that, I literally fell down a flight of stairs. I went back to nightlife. I was bartending, finding a job after not living here for 5 years, just to find a job in nightlife that was actually gonna make me the money that I was making doing nightlife in Providence or in Miami. Like, it was tough, but I did it because I know I'm gonna do it by any means.
And look where you are now.
Amen.
Okay, our second question is by Gabby. Always comes through with a good question. Is the price of real estate going to go down further over the next few months in Jersey City?
Ooh, a good question. So I love when people ask me real estate questions, especially people from here. So shout out to Gabby, thank you, sis. This is honestly, we don't know. And my biggest advice, and take this, anybody watching this, take this for whatever it's just advice, an educated guess that I'm gonna be giving you. This, if you're looking to buy property, right now is the time. because you're guaranteed to get locked into a lower rate. I've had properties that dropped 20,000. I've had properties that dropped 100,000 because of COVID.
Yeah.
So right now is like guaranteed, like you're good to go. If you're the betting kind, you can wait it out a little bit. But fall will really tell us where the market is going to go, because when it comes around fall, you have to understand that the COVID circumstances are a third party. This isn't like 2008 where the issue with the structure was internal. Like the issue right now with the structure is because of something that doesn't even have to do with money, something that doesn't even have to do with the market. It's this disease.
Yeah.
So if there's another flow here, yes, property will drop more. But if there isn't, everything is gonna skyrocket, because now everybody's trying to make their money back. So this is the tipping point. I would say if you're looking to buy, you wanna start looking right now into the summer, because we can guarantee you into contracts for a lower rate, versus if you wait to fall and things start to move a little bit more than they're moving now, because we're on a very good pace the way we're moving right now, everything's gonna skyrocket. Hey, mommy.
All right, last question. I'm gonna kind of tie in, piggyback to this, is by Jasmine.
Hey, Jazz.
Love you, Jazz. What motivated you to move into entrepreneurship full time, and what would you tell people
To do it? I would tell people to do it, 1,000%. It's not easy. The biggest thing that pushed me into entrepreneurship full time is I saw, not only as a woman, not only as a Latina, as a mixed woman, as somebody from Jersey City, I saw constantly in my life, like, a lot of opportunities that I knew I was more than capable, as a young woman at that, you know, I just turned 26, a lot of opportunities that I was more than capable of, and even more capable than people that were way higher on the ladder than I was never gonna get looked at to have that option. And that's what I'm saying, from a very young age, I was like, I just wanna create something on my own platform. I'm not the type of person to fit into a mold.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I have a lot of knowledge and value to bring to any table. And if the way my work ethic is the biggest also tipping point, I feel like, because the way I work for other people doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I've always been that type of person. I'm gonna give you 150% into anything that I'm doing. So if I'm gonna do that, I expect to be compensated accordingly. And that will never happen working under somebody, unfortunately, unless it's like a 1099 opportunity or, like, you know what I mean? Something of that exposure. But I realized that when I'm in control of my own income, it's a whole different type of drive.
It's a new ball game.
It's a new ball game.
And you're gonna succeed. Like, I know that for sure.
Thank you. You know, I've been working hard. I've really been trying, and I tell people all the time, you look at me now and you think that people who've known me my whole life, you've known me, when you look at me now, this, you know, like this, if you ask 18-year-old me this, who I am today, this is making it. And this is only the beginning. Like,
it's only the beginning.
Literally only the beginning. It's only up from here.
I'm so excited. I want to thank you for coming on the channel.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so happy. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back for the 3rd episode next week.
Thank you for
chatting with us.
Bye.